welcome back to our channel. I'm glad you're back. This week is week 2 of our virtual learning, so week 1 went really well. I was glad to see all your work and all the pictures that your parents sent me through Dojo. So we're getting ready to start another week of different activities, so hope you enjoy it. Today, on Monday, we will be doing SEL, Social Emotional Learning. So if you remember, that is talking about our feelings, things that you would do with Mrs. Espindola, and things that we would talk about during our circle time. And so for today, we're going to be talking about feelings. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and see a story, a really cute story on Bookflix. Remember that the login is LYISD and then LYISD also for the password, so they're both the same. Once you log on to Bookflix, you're going to search for the story called Stick and Stone. After you see the video of Stick and Stone, you're going to talk about the different kinds of feelings that the characters had during the story. And then when you're done, we're going to talk about one important feeling, which is about happiness. And even though there's lots of feelings, the one important one is happiness. And so your assignment is that you're going to write a list of 3 to 5 things that make you happy. So in your learning book, in the very back of the book, there are some extra pages. There's some extra pages that are just called a writing paper. And in those pages, you can choose one and you can write on that one. So make your list of 3 to 5 things that make you happy. Also, boys and girls, don't forget that starting today, Monday, and every day of the week, you should be reading at home. You can read real books. Back here, I have some books. If you have your books at home or any online books that you find in Starfall or Bookflix, that's fine too, as long as you're practicing your reading every day. Also, don't forget for iStation, if you were a Tier 1 student, you have to do iStation for at least 30 minutes this whole week. You can do all 30 minutes in one day. You can split the time up in these 5 days. If you are Tier 2, you have to have at least 60 minutes of iStation. And if you're Tier 3, you have to have at least 90 minutes of iStation. So you have the choice if you want to do all your minutes in one day or if you want to break it up in the 5 days, as long as you have all the minutes that you need by Friday. Also, don't forget that we're going to start back with our spelling words. Last week, we took a little break of spelling words, but we're going to get started again this week. So you have all week to practice them at home, and then you have to do your at-home spelling test on Friday. Okay, boys and girls, so for today, Tuesday, we're going to be working on math. I know that last week we had math and science together on Tuesday, so what I decided is to give each subject its own day. So now we're going to be using Tuesday for math, and then we're going to be moving science to Wednesdays. So for today, Tuesday, we're going to be learning about adding and subtracting using our numbers to 20. And so remember that when you add and subtract, there's many different ways to help you get the answer. You can count using your fingers, you can draw a picture, you can use a number line. If you're adding, remember you jump forward. If you subtract, you're jumping backwards on the number line. You can use objects that you have at home to help you add and subtract. If you have some pasta or some beans or some cereal pieces that you have to help you count. So there's many ways that you can add or subtract. Okay, boys and girls, so your first activity in your workbook for math is on page 63, and it's going to be adding 3 numbers. So remember, when we add 3 numbers, it is blank plus blank plus blank equals your answer. So on the first one, number 1, on your book, it is 5 plus 3 plus 12. And I know it already gives you the answer, but let's see how we got to that answer. So remember, you can count on your fingers. You can draw a picture. So let's pretend that you want to draw a picture. So 5. Remember, we're going to draw our gumballs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 3 plus 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now we add them all. So I know we have 5. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Remember, you can also use beans or pasta or anything that you have, any object that you have to help you count. You can also count using a number line. So if we're doing 5 plus 3 plus 12, so I'm going to start at 5 plus 3, so I'm going to do 3 jumps. So that's 1, 2, 3. So now I jump to 8. So from 5 to 8, that was 3 jumps. And then I'm going to make 12 more jumps. So at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this way takes me to 20. So I was already at 5. So from 0 to 5, that was 5 jumps. And then from 5 to 8, that was 3 jumps. Oh, sorry, 3 jumps. And then from 8 to 20, that was 12 jumps. So look at my numbers. 5 plus 3 plus 12, and it got me to 20. Okay, so now you can do the rest on page 63. Don't forget to take a picture and send it to me by the end of the day. Your second activity for math is on page 30, and that one's subtracting. So again, I'm going to use my paper to help you on number 1. So on number 1, this story is about the little kid that lost bows. So the number sentence looks like this. 16 minus 10 equals what? Okay, so we can count our fingers. We can use objects again that you might have at home. Or maybe we can just draw a picture. Okay, so remember, when we are subtracting, we only draw gumballs for the first number. When we were adding, we drew gumballs for all of our numbers because we were going to put them all together. But for subtracting, I do not draw gumballs for my 2 numbers. I only draw gumballs for my first number, and then I cross out. So number 6, so 16 bows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so 16 bows minus 10. So I am not going to draw 10 bows. This 10 tells me that's how many I'm going to take away. So I'm going to take away 10. So I'm going to cross them out. Take away 1, take away 2, take away 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I already took away the 10. And so now I can see how many are left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 bows left. And I can also use my number line. So if you remember on the math, when we were adding, we were jumping forward. While when we're subtracting, we're going to jump backwards. So I'm going to start at 16. And I lost 10. So now I'm going to jump backwards. So I'm at 16, take away 10. So I'm going to do backwards jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I jump from 16, 10 jumps backwards, and then I ended up at 6. So it gives me the same answer. So now you do page 30, and don't forget to take a picture and send it to me through Dojo. I also found some videos on YouTube that are showing you about adding 3 numbers and about subtracting. I think you'll like them. In this channel, you're going to see that I took a screenshot of where your parents can find the videos on YouTube. Boys and girls, for today, Wednesday, we're going to be doing science. And for science, we're going to be learning about patterns of movement. And we had talked about these in class before. And so remember, one of our movements is fast. So let's say if somebody starts here and they're going fast, it will go like this. We have slow. So slow will look something like this. Next one we have up and down. So it's up and down. Round and round. Then we have side to side, side to side. And then we have back and forth. So back and forth. Then we have zigzag. Then we have push. So if you're right here and you're going to push something, you're going to move it away. So now it's going to get away from you. And when you're going to pull something, remember you're bringing it closer to you. So if you're going to pull something, you're bringing it closer to you. And then we have straight line. So straight line goes in a straight line. So what you're going to do, your activity is that you're going to get a piece of paper or in your notebook, and you're going to draw these movements, and you're going to draw one item, one thing. It can be something in your house, from a playground, from the stores that you've been to, anything that you know of that moves in those motions. So right now I'm going to give you two answers. You can use mine or you can choose your own if you like. So I'm going to do up and down. So when I think of up and down, one thing that I remember that goes up and down is an elevator. So I'm going to draw right here on the side the little elevator doors, and over here the little buttons that tell you if you want to go up or down. And then I'm going to spell it, elevator. So there's one object that I know of in the stores that goes up and down, which is an elevator. Another one that I would do is maybe back and forth. Right now my kids have been using their swings. They have a little swing on their tree. And then they get in the swing. And when they get in this swing, they go back and forth, okay? So right now I gave you two answers. You can use mine, or you can use some other ones that you already know of, and then you're gonna complete and do the rest of them. Don't forget to take a picture and send it to me through Dojo. I'm also going to send a little screenshot of a video that your parents can find on YouTube that is talking about the types of movement. And in that video, there's going to be different examples. So you can even use a video to help you answer your science activity, okay? Send it to me, don't forget. Hi boys and girls, for today, Thursday, we're going to be doing language arts. And in language arts today, we're going to have three activities. We're going to have one for categorizing, reading, and writing. And so when you think of categorizing, it kind of reminds me of what we do in science, which was sorting. And so the difference is that in science, when we sort objects by property. Like when you sorted the other day about the objects that you had at home, we sorted by color, or by size, or by shape, or by texture, or by mass, or by size. While in language arts, you can also sort, but now we call it categorize. And when you categorize, you are sorting things by a certain topic or by a certain theme. So the way we do it is that you can sort things by saying, are they fiction? You can categorize or sort things by if they're nonfiction. You can also sort them by looking at these objects and where can they be found? Where can these objects be found? Or how can these objects be used? And so for language arts, we can also sort, but now we're just sorting by a topic or a theme. In science, we were sorting by their properties. So for language arts today, on page 50 in your workbook, you're going to be sorting or categorizing objects. They're going to be different kinds of transportations. And you're going to be sorting them kind of by these bottom two, where these can be used or how they can be found. And they're going to be things like helicopters, cars, trains. And you're going to decide where they find them, how they can be used. Are they used on land, in air, in water? And so when you complete that page, you're going to have learned how to categorize things and how to sort things by topic or by theme. For our second activity, boys and girls, for today, Thursday, in language arts, it's now about reading. And in reading, we're going to be talking about what are some questions that you can be asking while you read. And so when you read a story, it's an important thing to learn is to ask questions throughout the whole story. Don't just ask questions at the end of the story. So for example, there are some questions that we can ask before you even get started with the story. You can say, just by looking at the cover, is this book going to be fiction or not fiction? You can also ask, what's the story going to be about? And the way you're going to answer all these questions is by what are those clues that you see in the front of the story. So the next one says clues. Are there any clues about the character or the setting? And you can get these clues by looking at the picture or the title. So just by looking at the cover of the book, you're going to be making predictions. You're going to be making guesses about what the story is going to be about, who are the characters, where's the setting going to be, and then as you read the story, you're going to see if you were right or wrong. And so these are some questions that you can do before you read any kind of story. The next thing is, what are some questions that you can ask during the story? That means as you're reading the story, going by page, or from one part of the story to the next. So that is going to be called during reading. So the questions that you can ask, for example, are, what did the character do? Why did the character do or say that? What's going to happen next? Or I wonder what the solution's going to be. And so as you're reading the story, you are asking questions about what's going to be happening next in the story, or why did this happen, or why did the character do this or that. And then when you're done with the story, you have some questions that are called the after reading questions. And you can ask, well, why did the author write this book? What was the author's purpose? Did he write this story, he or she write this story to persuade us, to inform us, to entertain us? You can also ask, what did the character learn from this story? Or what did you learn? What did I learn from the story? Or you can also ask, how did I feel? What did this story make you feel? Or you can ask yourselves also, what was your favorite part of the story? Or what was your least favorite part of the story? Or you can also ask questions like, can I retell this story? Once I close a book, am I able to close it and retell the whole story from beginning to end, talking about who the characters were, the setting, the problem, solution, beginning, middle, end? And so those are the questions for after reading. So it's very important that as you read any kind of book, you are always asking those questions. Your before questions, your during questions, and your after reading questions. Okay, boys and girls, and the last activity for Thursday is about writing. And so if you go to page 35, you're going to be writing a little story that is called Bright and Early. And it's where you just write about what did you do to get ready this morning. So I want you to try your best in your sentences with beautiful letters, the correct formation. Don't forget uppercases at the beginning of your sentences. Don't forget to put the correct punctuations at the end. And I want to see if you can try your best to write all the way to the bottom. Boys and girls, so we finally made it again. This is Friday, so we have completed 2 weeks of online learning. I'm so proud of all of your work. I love all the work that you did, all the pictures that your parents sent me through Dojo. I'm so proud of you, and it makes me super happy to know that you're still learning and growing so much at home. Before we finish the video, don't forget that today is Fun Friday time where you get to go outside and have a fun time with your family, do some science experiments, scavenger hunts. I know Coach Clapper and Coach Bear on Dojo have also been putting some fun activities for you and your family to complete. Don't forget that today is Friday. I'm also showing the top 5 leaderboard for Imagine Math. And here are the winners. So congratulations to those top 5 students with all those tokens. Don't forget to get your Imagine lessons in and earn all those tokens so you can see your name on that leaderboard. So don't forget, boys and girls, that next week we start a new video new lessons, and it's going to be week 3 of virtual learning. Don't forget that as the week goes on, you need to be reading every day. You need to be doing your iStation minutes, 30 minutes of your Tier 1, 60 of your Tier 2, or 90 minutes of your Tier 3. And don't forget, you can do all your minutes in one day, or you can spread them out during the week. Don't forget our spelling words also that we had today. I saw all those pictures of all those 100s that you got on your spelling test. Good job, boys and girls. So let's wrap up the week. Have a good weekend. I will see you next week again with some more fun activities, some more learning. Bye, boys and girls. I miss you. See you soon.